Howdy, High Tide. I'm Jed Hoffman of Beach Film News. Welcome back to another episode of Beach Film News. I hope you're having an amazing week. Spring break is approaching, but we can't forget what's happening in the real world. Why don't we talk a little bit about Ukraine?
2 million people are fleeing from Ukraine because of the atrocities being committed. The president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, has sent his army across the borders of Ukraine and is currently invading it. The people of Ukraine are trying their best to defend their homeland against the invaders. No one knows what their plan is for Ukraine if they take it over. But no matter what happens in Ukraine, the US and the strong countries such as Germany and England cannot interfere with what is happening in Ukraine. The reason being is that Ukraine is not part of NATO, which is also called the North American Treaty Organization. This organization was formed to defend Europe, or at least the countries in NATO, from the Soviet Union, or what is now named Russia. If NATO interferes with this war right now, it will not only cause a bigger war, it will cause the Third World War. From my standpoint as a Romanian, I'm scared for what could happen to my country as well. I have no clue if the Russian president wants to invade Romania. If he does, he won't have any warning either. Right now, we are hoping Ukraine will pull through so that the war will not go on for much longer. Our hearts go out to all the Ukrainian people that are fighting to survive, and hopefully this will be over soon. I have a video to show you about what's happening right now.
We just heard a little bit about foreign affairs. Did you know that many foreign films were nominated for this year's Academy Awards, which are happening this Sunday during spring break? Why don't we hear a little bit about that?
Now that March is coming near to its end, that means the Oscars are getting closer. The 94th Academy Awards are being held on March 27th. Before the time comes, let's have a look at the nominees in the biggest category, Best Picture.
Here are the nominees for Best Picture.
"私の方がおじさんよりずっと不幸かもしれない。それでも私はやけなんか起こさない。だから今毎日とても楽しいです。
What is your name?
Stanton Carlisle.
Are you a true medium?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Carlisle,
Doctor, how about that?
please lay down.
Their cruelty to my people is all I've known. What's to become of our world? Paul.
This is it. This is what? This is war.
We're living in a civil war.
What do you want?
I want my family with me. I want you.
I'm not gonna forget you. Just like you're not gonna forget me.
Gross.
Rosa!
Well, Brother Phil?
I never seen you before. You're not Puerto Rican.
Is that okay?
Do you want to start World War III?
What you're talking about is just very, very unlikely.
Okay, you making a mistake, but I'm gonna let you make it. Watch him hit a few balls. All right. So tell me your names again.
I'm Venus. I'm Serena.
So what'd you think?
You're the girl with the deaf family?
Yeah.
I just want to tell you right now.
And you sing. Interesting.
Something's got a hold on me.
It's been a year of great movies, not to mention a year of success for incredible actors, including Jessica Chastain, Andrew Garfield, Denzel Washington, Kristen Stewart, and many more. However, although we mainly just see the actors on the screen, none of these films could have been possible without directors, cinematographers, hair and makeup artists, and the rest of each crew, including the producers who are those accepting the award for Best Picture. Let's congratulate these producers, and feel free to comment which movie you think should win Best Picture.
Pretty cool, right? My favorite to win Best Picture is Licorice Pizza. Women have made a big impact in not only filmmaking, but many industries. That's why we went around the school asking people, what do you love about women? As well as, why do you love women?
At the present time, it's a sort of watershed, I think. Women are apparently liberated in many ways, but in fact and in practice, they're not. They're still discriminated against in many professional fields, and often in very pernicious ways.
What do you love about women?
To be honest, we take control of everything, you know, like we have that power that mostly men do not have.
They embrace their power and they show a different side to society compared to the male figures within our lives.
That we're strong and that we always persevere no matter what's going on through our lives. Even though men can be something else, something else.
I love how strong, compassionate, and intelligent they are.
Without women, this world would not be a good place. So women are good at everything. They can be very supportive if one needs.
It's really great to see that power out in the world, especially when they were a marginalized community. Back then they didn't have as many rights as they do now. It's great to see that as someone who is part of the queer community, so I can model myself after how they kind of fought for their independence and their rights.
I think that Women's History Month just highlights not necessarily just economic disparity between men and women, but also just how far we've come in terms of suffrage, how women's identity has evolved so much over the newest wave of feminism.
When you find the right woman, it's like a place of security. It's like you can fall asleep in their arms like they're your mother.
Their resilience, their strength, they're so beautiful and fun. I love being around women.
Women's contribution to music, to science and human ingenuity, you know.
What do you love most? What is your favorite thing about being a woman?
I think being able to dictate my expression and be super fluid with my femininity is my favorite thing.
We always try to give it our best no matter what we're doing. That's something that people should acknowledge and admire about women.
It feels good to be in my own body. It feels really good to feel comfortable in expressing feminism and expressing womanly qualities.
Being a woman is so nice. I love how I can be feminine but also masculine.
And who are some of your biggest female role models?
I, for example, love my mom, and without her, I don't know what I would do.
During the inauguration, we heard one of the youngest poet laureates, Amanda Gorman, speak. She did the hill we climb when President Joe Biden was being inaugurated. I think she really embodies where America stands now and what role women play now.
It's Madonna, she's revolutionary, and Sor Juana de la Cruz.
By far, my mother, and just the women in my family, the strength that they've had, and the lessons that they've taught me.
I'll have to say my mom. She decided to leave her family behind to move to the United States for me and my brother, so she's something I admire and look up for.
I would say Haley Williams, Aretha Franklin.
My mom and Joan of Arc, for sure.
And who's your favorite female artist?
Mitski, Beyonce, FK Twin, Alicia Keys.
Of course, we have Ariana Grande on the top, pop queen, Beyonce. But I also love our female politicians. I think they add a different perspective in our government. Alexandra Ocasio.
Aretha Franklin, she's a very good singer.
Probably Rosa Parks and Rosalia and Miss Duval. I'm a big Megan Thee Stallion fan. I feel like her music in the gym hits different.
Nah, Beyonce. It has to be Beyonce. Mitski, because I'm a homosexual.
I think Lana Del Rey is one of the most impactful and empowering women in the world.
I think people tend to, they don't really understand how to interpret like hypersexualization in art. A lot of it's really empowering. Like you see a lot of female rappers that talk about their body and talk about their sexuality and how that's liberating them.
Mitski. She articulates emotion so beautifully.
I say like a lot of actors. Like I want to be an actor when I'm older. Megan Fox.
Billie Holiday.
Rihanna, Betty White.
I love Adele. I love Maya Angelou and Frida Kahlo.
Most female actors are really underrated. Rosamund Pike, she's done I Care a Lot and Gone Girl. She's one of my favorite actors.
Lauryn Hill.
Courtney Love is pretty cool.
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse. All the way.
You're good. Thank you.
While we're all off onto spring break, we still need to remember to be careful and safe. Make sure you don't get hurt out there.
I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up.
This year, from Friday, March 18th to Sunday, March 27th, tourists from nearly all over the world are coming to visit Miami's gorgeous beaches. The concept of spring break began in 1938 with a swim meet in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. By around 1960, however, students had begun to come to the town in great numbers, and local businesses took advantage of this influx by offering specials such as all-you-can-drink beer for $1.50.
The combination of suds and sun is the highlight of the week-long frolic by vacationing college students.
Spring break has always been a time for enjoyment, adventure, and partying, especially here in Miami. People go away on vacation to let loose, soak up the sun, party with friends, and more. They also get extremely rowdy. Since the beginning of the month, thousands of people have been flying down to Miami every day, and this number is expected to double in the next few days. These tourists, paired with the hundreds of thousands of students that have a small break from school during the same week, all contribute to the city's complete transformation every March, but not for the better. With the surplus of people crowding main streets like Ocean Drive and every possible beach, from Daytona to South Point, things like traffic and the rate of violence are bound to increase greatly as well. The aftermath caused by such a large number of people, however, is even more detrimental for the city in terms of the environment. Those who bring their own supply of plastics, food, and even alcohol tend to also leave their trash on the beach. Although there have already been restrictions set on alcohol sales and new curfews are in effect for spring breakers, there are few laws set regarding proper waste disposal. Students, remember to have fun this spring break. Unwind, and if you happen to be one of the many that are going to enjoy their spring break at the beach, make sure to stay safe and conscious of the environment by not littering.
Good vibrations.
Well, make sure you're safe this spring break, and try not to lose any limbs. That's all from me from Beach Film News. I've been Jed Hoffman, you've been you, goodbye.